Hey guys, and welcome back to the 7th episode of this Bradford City Road to Glory, where we're trying to win a Wake Up with Bradford City, making all the signings based on data, and also we're not signing any players over the age of 24. If you also want to know how you can start playing Football Manager based on data, go ahead and click the link in the description. It will lead you to the video where I explain how you can use Excel to start signing players based on data. Anyway, last episode we left off with this loss against Exeter at the end of the January transfer window. After that we did do some winning, as you can see. Until the end of the season we kept on winning, also losing a few, and right here it was very close, nearly beating Burton, who at the time were I think in 6th position and we were in 7th. Also beating Cambridge right here, which was very nice, which eventually meant that we would make it into the playoffs, which you can see here. We started off really poorly, but in the end made our way up, really got a lot of places in the 9th round because we probably just took over a lot of other teams. Then we went into 5th and we actually never really left there. We were bouncing up and down between 5th and 6th, which was really nice, but eventually we finished in 5th, which meant that we're going into the playoffs. Reading, Birmingham, they came in 1st and 2nd. Bolton, Portsmouth and Blackpool, all of those teams went into the playoffs with us, and as you can see we did very good from the beginning of the season, and the other ones were already really up there at the beginning of the season. So let me show you how we did in those playoff games. First game against Portsmouth, we beat them 5-0, which meant that we were already with one leg into the second game, because the first playoff games were 2 legs, so you first had to play at home and then away. And at home we beat them 5-0, and away I played more of a backup squad to give my players some rest, and as you can see we also beat them 2-0 while not playing our best football, but it was good enough with the 5-0 victory at home to go through the final of the playoffs. Hey, 93.5% of you are not subscribed to my channel yet. Please do consider subscribing, as it really helps me out a ton and it keeps me motivated to make more awesome content. With that out of the way, let's move on to the video. And in that final playoff game we were facing Bolton, and look how good these players are that they have in their team. It's almost impossible to beat them. They all had very old experienced players on high wages, and I think all of these players, which is almost 8 or 9, earn more than our players. However, in the end that did not matter. As you can see right here, we beat Bolton 4-0, 2 goals from Kavanagh, 1 goal from Mather and a goal from Patterson. Really made us turn over that game. Very well played, which means that Bradford FC have been promoted to the championship. Back-to-back promotions, baby. Absolutely insane from Bradford City, and I'm not sure if I can really hold this team together, because we have wanted players left and right. Very happy with this. Really didn't expect it if you saw the start of the season, but we did it, baby. Let's go to the championship. Anyway, let's jump shortly into the end of season review. As you can see, Sam Mather, 24 apps, 9 goals, 11 assists. Absolutely insane player. Also, Asumain Kane, 300k we paid for him, but look how well he performed. Very happy with him in the team. Then as transfers out, not really anything important, just a lot of, Deadwood players that we've sold on, and of course some loans. Then onto the season results. Average home attendance of 20k, it's really good. I think if we have that in the championship, we have one of the best home attendances in the league. Now, as you can see, we started poorly, but in the end we did very well. FA Cup was one to forget. Knocked out in the first round by the Tranmere Rovers. Same goes for the Carabao Cup, knocked out in the first round by Plymouth Argyle. And in Bristol Street Motors Trophy we did manage to win too, but eventually we got knocked out anyway. Really didn't understand that, but hey, it is what it is. On to the moments to remember: the 7-1 victory, the 2-3 victory, both over Charlton, so apparently they were really interesting. And then to the finances, as you can see, more sponsorship, more broadcast revenue, more corporate and hospitality. Of course, they all go up since we're rising through the leagues and we're getting more reputation, and also, of course, more matchday and commercial income. I expect that these sponsorship deals are going to grow as we move on. They are probably not going to be high right now, but let's hope that eventually in this season also we will get a little bit more. Anyway, I like to see how we lined up. As for next season, Sam Mather isn't going to be here anymore. Other than that, all of these players are staying, so that's very nice to see. And talking about moving players on, we currently have a transfer budget of 858k with 45k in the wage budget, so that would mean that we could get a lot of better players in. Of course, our squad is already pretty good, I would say. If we click on squad right here where I just was, go to general info, it's not bad. Our best player is Sam Mather and he looks very good. But we also still have Callum Kavanagh, who is a physical beast, mentally very stable, but maybe technically he can't really do any damage in the championship. So we're really gonna have to improve. Ousmane Kane, very happy with this guy. I think he is made for the championship, so we don't have to look for a replacement on his side. But other than that, a lot of players are going to leave, like I also already showed you in the last episode. I think it's going to be about 6 or 7 players, as you can see all of these. Of course, we're going to try to keep Sam Mather in here, but it's probably going to be very hard. But hey, at least we can try. What I'll be doing now is I'll be making some changes. I'll be getting some players in and I'll be seeing what we can do and what kind of team we can build for our first ever season in the championship. Not sure if I will show you any of these signings, but in the end I will show you what kind of players we have brought in. For the ones of you who it might interest, as you can see, 4 more deals. Like I said, they just came in a little bit later. 700k per year, which is quite nice. And also, of course, the changes to the stadium ticket prices. Since we've gone up a league, we now can charge more for our tickets, which in turn means that we have more income, which is very, very nice. It's the end of the 2025 transfer window. Let's take a look which players have left the club. First of all, Matthew Platt sold him on for 68k. He served us pretty well. It was time for him to leave because we were getting better centre backs in. Also, Cian Phelan, our wonder kid, loaned him out to Fleetwood so he could get some playing time. And then also, of course, you see a lot more players have left the club. 5 loans from some players which contracts are running out and I just don't want their wages because we're not using them. Also, of course, Finn Cousin Dawson once again loaned out. I don't think this guy will ever play for the club, but hey, at least he can still improve. Then Clark Udor, who we let leave to Burgos in Spain, 66k. He didn't really play for us last couple of seasons, so managed to sell him on. Finley Thorndike also left for 69k. He came in on a free, played a couple of games, but last season, this season I don't think he's going to have any playing time. And then a big sale. Jake Young left for 1.1 million to Real Santander. He didn't play for us that much. He did play for us as a starter, but he didn't perform especially well, so I just managed to sell him on. That was very nice because that 1.1 million we could really use to bring in some other players. And about that, let me just jump straight into which players we have brought in. As you can already see here, Elkem Bakot, a guy who we always signed last season, very good physicals, brought him in as a backup defender. Same goes for Alex Kirk, also a backup defender, very good player indeed. 4k a week, so not that expensive, and also 15.5k, which is an absolute steal. Kieran Morrison, a wonder kid youngster who we brought in from Liverpool and then loaned out immediately. And then let's move into the players that we have also brought in this season and where we spent a lot of money on. Luca Fletcher, brought him in on loan, a very good backup to have whenever we need someone to score some goals. Jack Vale, a free transfer, but this guy is actually very good if you ignore his red arrows. Physically, very well rounded. Same goes for mental and technical, and he is going to be an inside forward for us, so hopefully he can do a lot of damage from that position. Then also Billy Cumentio, a very good player indeed, on a very expensive contract, 10.5k. Brought him in on a free from Liverpool, and this guy, if he reaches his potential, he's going to be a very good championship player. Then the players where we spent some money on: Sam Anderson, a youngster from also Luton. I thought it was Liverpool, but it was in the end Luton. Having him in is very nice. He can play anywhere in those front three. I think that's where I will be retraining him, but as you can see, his Holy Trinity is very good. 15 dribbling, 14 first touch, 15 heading, 15 first touch, and 13 heading means he is a very good player. Then Adam Barry, 230k on this guy, and as you can see, you'll understand why. 18 flair, 14 first touch, 14 passing, 14 technique. Perfect for this level and could still improve a lot. Very cheap deal, and also physically he's okay, he just still needs to improve a little bit. And then 1.9 million on the biggest signing of this series so far, Mark Helm. And if you look at this guy, you understand why we spend so much on him. He is insanely well rounded, good physicals for this level, good technicals and also good mentals. 14 long shots, 13 passing, 13 technique, 13 first touch, which means he's going to be playing as a inside forward, and as you can see, almost all the highlighted stats are 12 or higher, which is absolutely insane to see. He didn't start off that good with 4 games, 1 goal, 2 assists and a 6.8, but I hope once this guy gets familiar with our tactic, he's going to be the real deal. Then what does our tactic look like at the moment? Still the same tactic, but as you can see, Billy Cumentio, who we just brought in, is now in the starting 11. The same goes for Alex Kirk. I mentioned before that he was going to be a backup, but he's actually a starter. Sam Sharing still in there, which means that Topayo and Eleweri are moving to the bench, and the same goes for Elkan Baggett. In the wingback positions we have Harry Boyce and Jack Sparks, which is very good. So Vokings is going to the bench, which isn't a bad thing per se, because Sparks is just a lot better. And then also Helm and Vil are also new and also in the starting 11, and Kavanagh is now being partnered by Sam Anderson, who I'm going to be starting as our complete forward. That means that a lot of players have left. As you can see, we've sold on a lot of Deadwood, and a couple of these players' contracts are ending after their loans, which means that we hopefully don't have to use them anymore. Other than that, nothing really special. What's interesting is that JJ McKiernan wanted a new contract. He wanted almost 20k. I'm not gonna spend 20k on a guy who can only score 11 goals in League 1. So that's a no-go. He has moved to the bench, and as you can see, you understand why. Technically, he's a lot worse than the guys that we've brought in. So he's still a good backup, but he's not worth the 20k that he wanted. And that is how the team is lining up for this 3rd season in the championship. Some other interesting things to see are our finances, and especially our wages. Look how much we spent on extra wages. We're now at 150k. And what's even more mind-blowing, that if we go to the Skybet Championship, where you see we're in 14th position, which is absolutely insane, and we go to the stats, the team detailed, and right here you'll see how much everybody is spending. And as you can see, Bradford City is nowhere to be found, and we're all the way down here. We're only spending 6 mil a year on players, and we're really down low. We're the lowest in the league, so we're not even spending that much, which in turn must mean that we get relegated. As you can see, we're paying 150k, and Leeds and Fulham are paying 1.5 mil, which means that they're paying 10 times as much as we do. Absolutely mental. Because if you take a look at what we're expected to do, you see that Fulham, Wolves and Leeds, who have been relegated last season, are expected to go up, and we are expected to end that last in the league, which of course isn't going to happen, because as I already showed you, we are in 14th, 8 points, we have drawn 2, lost 2, and we've actually won 2 against Luton and Derby, and Luton are really good in this game. As you can see, they're almost paying 50k to so many more players, and we just don't have the budget to do that at this point. So very happy with those points that we've already got. If you take a look in the last 2 seasons, 45 points is what you need to have. So if you have 45 points, you're safe from relegation, and that's what I'm aiming for this season. Nothing more, nothing less. The championship is really another piece of cake when it comes to the League 1 and League 2, because the level there is way closer together, but the championship, there's like Premier League type of players in here, so it's almost impossible for us to get promoted this season. But hey, I also said the same last season. The last thing I'm going to show you in this episode is how our team has developed. So as you can see, previously we were around 11.5, 11-ish with our players, and as you can see, keepers 11.2, wingbacks almost 12s with Ousmane Kane. Kane is absolutely insane. As you can see, 12.7 and 12.7 as defensive midfielder and ball playing midfielder. But where we really improved is of course with those other 3 players that we brought in, Billy, Alex and Sam. They're almost at 12s or higher, which is absolutely good to see, because the average level of a championship club should be around 12, 13. So that means that these players are kind of around the level that you need for the championship. And then also, as you can see, Mark Helm, who we spent 1.9 million on, 12.4 in that inside forward role. So very happy to have him in. And also Jack Phil, an 11.8 free transfer, so that is a very good deal for us as well. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode of the Bradford City Road to Glory. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe down below. And also let me know down in the comments if you have any more idea of challenges that we can do in this series or the next ones. Anyway, I want to thank you once again for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one.